Yeah, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. So the idea was to develop a new age law school, a virtual law school, and this idea came to me during the pandemic when requests started coming to me when I was serving at the United World School of Law, and we were doing online classes. So a lot of the students contacted from across the country that could we attend. For example, Mr. Luthra was kind enough to teach the entire module on bail for my students. So a lot of the students, reached out, sir, we want to attend the class. I had some of the partners from Cyril Lamarchan joining me, so they wanted to attend their class. We had Professor Yogesh teaching constitutional law, students wanted to attend his class, so and so forth. So then Mr. Amit Vashish, the regional PF commissioner from Delhi, joined in. So then it came to my mind that what is happening, I understand that I have served in the National Law University for a long time, and I am myself alumni of National Law School, Bangalore. I know that some of the national universities do have facility of online education, and leading private law schools do provide for such kind of infrastructure support in terms of technology. But not every law student in the country is fortunate to get admitted to an LU or to leading state private university where the technology infrastructure is available. One. Second, it comes at a heavy cost. We all, coming from the legal background, we know that the cost of legal education is quite high today. It somewhere ranges for even national universities and state private universities between 1.3 lakhs to 2 lakhs as the fee structure. And even for some other law schools, it's, over and above, generally on an average, 70,000 to 1,20,000 if you want to get admitted to some of the good law schools. But even despite, paying all that cost, still the student is not able to get this kind of education support, especially in times of pandemic. And what about the students who are in tier 3, tier 4 cities, leave aside the metropolitan cities, they are the worst sufferers. So then it came to my mind that can I initiate something which can benefit all of them together? And this is the virtual law school is the creation of that kind of thought process that I was conceptualizing for past few days. And to be honest, to everyone in the audience as well, it was not a move that I sort of planned long in advance, but it just came to me that during the course of pandemic, only because of the request of the students coming from all across. And I guess that I was forced by this pandemic to think out of the box and create this kind of a facility. So it's time which is going to test, and it's the students who are going to respond that how well I will be able to service all. And I am really glad to today, welcome Honorable Justice Sikri. Justice Kurian Joseph is going to join in a short while. Then Shri P.K. Malhotra, Shri Sidharth Luthra, my professor colleagues, my seniors, Professor Shanthakumar, Vice-Chancellor of Gujarat National University, Professor Manoj Sinha, Director of Indian Law Institute, my senior colleague and a friend, Professor Yogesh Pratap Singh, Registrar of National University, Odisha, and all the other professor friends who have joined. I could see Professor Sarfaraz, the Director of Symbiosis Law School, Hyderabad, has also joined us. Bharti Sai has also joined us as a civil society activist, and a lot of other students have joined us. So welcome everyone on board in this initiative. And since Sidharth sir has to leave, sir, I leave it open for you for your remarks.
I've seen in the last few years and professors coming from overseas, and in the while in India, they've used online teaching to reach back to their students and have an online interactive session. Access to education, access to legal education online is going to be the way of the future, with social distancing concerns and till the spread of COVID. And we are going to be in an environment where we will have to adapt and evolve. I believe this is going to be one of those game-changing propositions with an online law school to provide quality legal education and quality thought processes in a structured manner, not only to law students, but also for practitioners, because it is very important for practitioners to keep upgrading and updating their legal knowledge. Having said that, this is also part of the new environment where knowledge needs to be shared, knowledge needs to be accessed by students, and especially in this time not only till we return to a regulated system of teaching, but thereafter, my belief and my view is students are going to concentrate and focus on online law schools. There have been developments by others because people have been always talking about having online classes, including the National Law School, Dwarka and others. But those are structured classes where lectures are given. Today we have seen, and in the lectures that I've given with to Nachiket's class, environment, not only here but even elsewhere, which is an interactive session. And not only is not only are the students apprised in legal knowledge, but even the teacher has to be kept on its toes, because the speed with which questions are coming is something to be seen, and the kind of creativity. I had the privilege of teaching in the Delhi University many years ago, and I can share with you, I learned a lot more as the teacher than perhaps my students learned from me. And with that, I'll end my remarks. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, Justice Joseph.
Good morning, sir. Good morning for joining.
Good morning.
Good morning, brother.
Morning, Mr. Sikri.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Luthra sir. You know, for your encouragement. I was talking to Luthra sir even all this while when sir was delivering lectures, and I'm happy since Justice Kurian Joseph has just joined in to inform everybody that we have got over 250 students registered with us in last 1 week. In just last 1 week of the launch of this course, and I'm constantly receiving requests from people saying, why have you not started for LLM? Some of the judicial service officers are asking, some of the police officers are asking, some of the lawyers are asking. So I think moving forward, we will take it as a continuing legal education paradigm. But at the moment, my entire focus is going to be only for the law students who are going to become the lawyers. And one of my biggest inspiration in this project is the Supreme Court, which has developed the virtual courts. So I thought when Supreme Court can dispense justice through video conferencing, and it is those lawyers that we are going to prepare as the law professors, so I can do my bit in terms of connecting them with the legal education. With that, Yogesh sir, I invite you to say something and encourage all us.
Respected my lord, Justice Sikri, Justice Kurian Joseph, Sidharth Luthra sir, Malhotra sir, and all the respected panelists, I'm very happy that actually I was also part of this when he thought of this idea. And when we talk about quality legal education, we always think that this is confined to a few privileged class. We have around 23 national law schools in the country, my lord. And if we see the intake, we can hardly count around 2,500 students there. They get opportunity to study in the law school every year. And last year, around 70,000 people appeared in the common law admission test, and around 60,000 finally, I think, appeared in the exam. 70,000 applied. And in addition to national law schools, if we count a few good law schools which are providing quality legal education like Symbiosis or Ajim Premji or Ashoka University, Jindal Law School, then we can again count 3,000, 4,000 students getting opportunity, though it is very costly. But they are having the privilege of studying in good law school. So total 5,000 students they come to National Law University or some good private National Law University. And the Bar Council data shows that we have more than 1,400 law schools and law colleges in the country. So remaining are providing, even today after so many years, are providing substandard legal education. And the people who are graduating and they struggle in the lower court and high courts, and some go to Supreme Court. I have seen, I was there for some time. So it's a very good initiative. I think Nachiketa, he deserves a lot of best wishes and support from all the people, from all the backgrounds. I wish him all the best for this initiative, and I promise that we will provide you all the supports. I have already taken classes, and I will take classes whenever it is required on pro bono basis. Yes, so So all the best, and
Thank
I
you,
think
sir.
we will listen, my lord, and other
Yeah,
senior panelists.
yeah. So thank you, Yogesh sir. I must tell everybody, I and Yogesh sir have worked together for long years. It's been, over 10, 12 years of association. So since we were together in the National Law School, Bangalore, and we also, went to Supreme Court together to work with the honorable judges. And I'm glad, sir, that as a senior friend and a colleague, you have always been a support system. Thank you so much. So may I request Professor Shanthakumar, Vice-Chancellor of Gujarat National University, to give his remarks and address our students.
Thank you, Nachiketa, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be a part of a landmark in legal education, I'll call this, because this is going to be definitely a milestone, and definitely this is going to be a part of the history of legal education in India, I'm sure, and I'm happy that you gave me an opportunity to be a part of it. So before I start, I'll pay my respects to Honorable Justice A.K. Sikri sir and Honorable Justice Kurian Joseph sir, Senior Advocate Sidharth Luthra ji, and other distinguished colleagues, former Law Secretary P.K. Malhotra sir, and all the other participants. It's a very nice occasion. In fact, if you look at the kind of legal education that is being offered in this country, you all know that there are about 1,500 law schools in this country. But even in all the 1,500 law schools, the quality of legal education that is being imparted is not the same. You have the national law universities claiming to provide the best of legal education possible to those students of NLUs. Then you have the university teaching departments, which are offering comparably good quality of legal education. Third, you have the private universities. Some of the leading private universities are now competing with the national universities in providing quality legal education. Thereafter, you have the state universities with a lot of problems, but still trying to manage their classes with very few teachers, very few classes, students not attending classes seriously. Then you have a different kind of, you have government affiliated government colleges with their own problems. Then you have affiliated private law colleges who, like you need to visit some of those colleges to understand the status of legal education. Because I had a few opportunities to go as part of the Bar Council of India's inspection team. I know the kind of law schools India has. Now the problem is access to quality legal education. And not every student in this country gets an opportunity to join the best of the law schools in this country. And therefore, there is a void there. In fact, access, because as always it's said, that it's the quality of the bar which determines the quality of the bench, as well as the quality of justice delivered in a country. And therefore, working towards improving the quality of people entering the bar is a very, very important thing. And with the kind of brick and cement kind of institutions, there are a lot of limitations where we can provide quality education to everyone who wants to study law. And therefore, I found that the initiative taken by Nachiketa and his colleagues, who are the co-founders of this initiative, is something very remarkable. It's a need of the hour. And I will believe that now any law student in this country will have access to quality lectures and will have access to quality information, legal information, which is required for them to understand law in proper sense from different perspectives. And I only wish that this virtual law school should very quickly become as popular as the Khan Academy, which has been created by one man called Salman Khan. Like today, Nachiketa Mittal is starting this. So I wish that virtual law schools set up today and inaugurated by all noble souls here today. I hope this law school reaches the status of Khan Academy and then it goes global. I wish Nachiketa and all the other people who are supporting him in this initiative all the best. And I thank again Nachiketa and the panelists for giving me this opportunity to express my views.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so
God
much
bless
for
all
your,
of you.
yeah, thank you for your encouraging words. I'll do whatever I can it take to connect all the law students with the education and also the quality education. And on that note, I request Professor Manoj Sinha, to also address our students. I have been, talking to sir for a long time, and sir has been guiding me in a number of ways.
Thank you very much, Nachiketa. Honorable Justice Sikri ji, Honorable Justice Kurian, Professor Shanthakumar, P. Malhotra sir, Sidharth Luthra ji, Yogesh, and all other friends. The idea sounds very interesting, and earlier speakers also focused about the importance of introducing this kind of education in India, and understanding that there is a possibility of legal education in India. Earlier speakers spoke about the number of national law schools in India and total law schools in India. I believe that around 1700 law schools are there in India, and he is surprised to know that in Delhi NCR, like Gurgaon, Hyderabad, Ghaziabad, and Meerut, there are around 300 law schools, more than 300 law schools, and around 200 law schools are affiliated with the Meerut Law School. So what I want to emphasize is there is a problem, like to introduce this particular program, and this can be implemented if we go step by step. We can overcome with this problem. The first is that what I discussed with Adiketa is regarding the role of the regulatory bodies. Whether a virtual law school can become reality, that is the subject of the Bar Council of India duly recognizing. That is the challenge we have. Second, if it takes place, nothing like it. The second stage, which I feel personally, all national law schools there, and many good law schools are there, but there is a good faculty members are missing the law schools. That is the major problem. Some law schools are in search of the good faculty. There you can pitch on, as you mentioned at the beginning, that more than 250 students joined, and along with other people have also expressed their interest to join this particular program. Why they have joined? Because they are not getting, so they are going to hear same thing which has been taught to them, or they are going to listen something new which has not been covered by their class. But they have a belief that what you are going to offer, that is a very high standard, good faculty members, and it's a rare occasion where Honorable Justice Sikri, Honorable Justice Kurian Joseph, Sidharth Luthra, P.K. Malhotra, it will never come. This is like a dream for the people who are sitting far away from Delhi and other places. So this is like you are connecting, you are bringing good people. If you continue with a good faculty, if there is a good faculty, then definitely for the gap regarding so quality education, many people will opt for your courses. You may think about introducing some kind of offering. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, offering a course on the elective papers, Bar Council have fundamental papers, and then you have optional papers. So now just Professor Shanthakumar is there, I am there. If Bar Council permits you and recognize your optional courses, a paper offered by fundamental regular classes, and some online courses can be taken by offered by your institutes like virtual law schools. That will be very good. That will be very good idea. We may work on that particular direction. The other important point which I have in my mind, that is regarding how you are going to address digital divide. That is the digital divide. So we have people large number. So we find a problem. We wanted to start, and we are going to start the digital mode of teaching also. But many students have expressed inability to access. There is a problem. And here the role of the state becomes very fundamental and important, recognizing and helping, recognizing what internet is a human rights. Internet is a human rights and is a tool for empowering of the human, which has been recognized globally by the United Nations in 2011. I'm sure, like, I study and I'm sure the initiative you have taken, the support you are receiving from the all intellectuals of judges, I'm sure this initiative will bring a drastic change in the legal education. With this, I end and I wish all the best for your great initiative. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your kind words. I do understand that there is going to be a lot of issues, especially with regard to the digital divide. In fact, some of my friends did, caution me about this, but I believe that I can do my bit in terms of teaching. And as you rightly pointed out, I need to partner also with a lot of other agencies, and I need to, pitch for another advocacy outside the court, that how a state can, try to bridge that sort of a gap. And on that note, I will also try to seek, because I was started off on my own today, and I have limited resources, and I do acknowledge that even students are facing problem, and at the moment the economy is undergoing a lot of turmoil. So that is the reason that I started it on a pro bono basis. So we're not charging any student anything. At the same time, I'm thankful to all my friends that they have come forward donating the pro bono law teaching hours. So I'm trying to sort of bridge that gap, that where students are not overburdened, because even their parents are suffering the loss of, because of the economy. So I'll certainly think on that point. And as you rightly said, that the regulatory authorities have a great role to play here. I will, ensure the quality education, bringing in a lot of diverse kind of distinct professors with experience. And then it's for the regulatory authorities to look into it, to assess that how are we different, or at least at par with any regular standards of BCI in terms of inspection, that what goes inside the classroom. And I was talking to some of my friends, even to Professor Manoj, that one of the advantages with the virtual law school is going to be, we will leave digital footprints. We can be traced. Teacher can be held accountable. There will be far more transparency, right? Even on part of the students, on part of the teachers. So what transpires inside the classroom in the physical environment is not subject to any kind of a scrutiny. And my professor friends may probably agree with me, but here what we will have is the recorded sessions where you can point out that what went wrong and how corrective measures can be taken. So that's a long journey which I have taken up, so I look forward to all of that. Thank you so much, sir. Now may I request Shri PK Malhotra ji, sir, to also address our students. Sir has also been addressing, visiting the university I've been serving for last 1 year. So thank you for your continued support, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, Professor Nachiketa, for inviting me to this inaugural function of the virtual law school. To be associated with this, and I compliment you for your initiative. I remember when you talked to me about this when I visited the university where you were working earlier, Karnavati University, when you were working there, and we had discussion on this point. I think I'll go with the panelists who have already spoken. More particularly with regard to the initiative, that I'll say that this COVID-19 probably has come as an opportunity for all of us to use more and more information and communication technology, which probably most of the people, more particularly in the legal fraternity, were not willing to do it. I remember the computerization of the court and use of information and communication technology started almost 2 decades back. And it is a journey of 2 decades that ultimately, so far as the functioning of e-courts or the virtual court is concerned, it has started practically for all practical purposes, started only after COVID-19. Before that, courts were reluctant to function as a virtual court. More particularly, they were not getting the kind of cooperation which was expected from the bar. Now, so far as the virtual education is concerned or the virtual law school is concerned, I think this is the right time when we should explore this opportunity and start working on it, because distant education, our country, is a new concept. We already have the School of Correspondence courses running across the country. The Delhi University started the School of Correspondence courses way back in 70s, if I correctly remember. We have Indira Gandhi National Open University, which is again, I think, through distance learning, people are going through it. And then we have the open school also, open learning also, which are all functioning very well. Now, this is, I think, first step which you have taken for law school to function through a video conferencing, rather, I would say, and where you are looking for quality education for the students. I think this is a good initiative, as I said, changing, and unless you update yourself in the technology and use it for education also, the kind of quality which you are looking for will be lacking, because as have been said by most of the professors here, that majority of law colleges which are functioning in the country are without faculty or without good infrastructure. Maybe the kind of initiative which was required to be taken by the Bar Council of India is not forthcoming, and that is why the quality of education, legal education, is suffering. But I will go with the Professor Manoj Sinha said, that yes, we make use of the technology and the initiative of starting the virtual law school, need of the hour. But at the same time, does our regulatory mechanism permit us this kind of school and give them degree which will be useful for them for employment as well as for practicing law? I think this is a question. Right now, initiative which you are taking, that's fine. The students will be getting education, no doubt about it. But will they be getting the employment on the basis of a degree or the education which you are imparting? Our consideration. I think you have just taken a first step in this direction, and you have a long way to go. And for that, what kind of infrastructure you are creating, the e-library and other things, what kind of teachers are participating in your program, what kind of education they are giving, and what kind of product is coming out. I think all that it will, the ultimate result of success of virtual law school will depend on this kind of initiative. And I would like to conclude by saying that this is a good initiative. I compliment you, and you have all my support wherever it is needed. But please ensure that the beginning is made in a way which has to give it a recognition as a law degree which is given by any other recognized knowledge, and Bar Council, which is the regulatory body, is persuaded or forced to recognize this degree with whatever changes in the system are required. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your kind words. And I do agree, this is one of the issues which is constant and coming up again. I am conversant of it, and I've been thinking through that, that how far will I be able to enable students to enter into the job market? Because at the end of the day, what counts for them is a takeaway. So takeaway one that I offer them at the moment is the education, and leaving no stone unturned, to ensure that it's the best which is being given to them. But yes, my hands are tied at the moment, because it's a singular effort in that direction, and without any kind of a recognition, I will be a little constrained. But still, I believe that my focus at the moment would remain only to one, bridge the gap where as even Professor Shanthakumar was mentioning, that the kind of education which is being provided at the moment. So that is the first, small step I have taken forward, that at least to ensure that the students are able to get the thorough knowledge. And especially in the time of pandemic, that in this particular season, which I call as a lockdown edition and a pro bono season, where students will go back to their law schools. Whenever they open up, they may probably conduct some or the other kind of exams for them. Nobody has a certainty that what will happen. It's a precarious situation. Even the Bar Council of India, UGC, their circulars, as I have read them, are pretty precarious, because they do not, and they cannot tell any institution कि आप एक काम कीजिए या दूसरा काम कीजिए exam लेने के लिए. because सबकी इस समय अवस्था बहुत अलग-अलग है. So because of that, my idea is in whatever form students may appear for the exams, they should be in a position to deal with it, in an effective way. But yes, thank you for your comments and suggestions, sir. I'll take it through in that direction. May I now request, Honorable Justice Kurian Joseph, sir, to also address the students. And sir has already, started this kind of online lecturing once for me a few days ago on 7th of April on the independence of the judiciary. So thank you, sir. Please, over to you. Kurian, you need to unmute yourself, sir. Yeah. From my side, is it working now? Yeah.
My esteemed brother Sikri, Dr. Nachiketa, Dr. Yogesh Pratap, Dr. Sinha, Dr. Malhotra, Dr. Shanthakumar, and my dear other teachers and dear students, and Sidharth, of course, in absence here. He has just left for a class. He has become a busier teacher now. He is one of the very busy lawyers, but he is a very busy teacher.
He is continuously taking classes.
Yeah. So many places. Yes, Premchandra. Good morning to all of you. Yeah, what a great pleasure in having innovations being tried. As our Chief Justice said, extraordinary situations call for extraordinary responses. Remedy is for the court, but response is for us. And Nachiketa, I wholeheartedly congratulate you that you have taken up this novel and noble venture in giving a quick response, which according to me is the need of the hour. See, we have all been locked down for the last more than a month now. And as you rightly apprehended, one does not know when are we going to resume our normal academic activity. Does it mean that we have to waste our time? No. We have all the resources and we can utilize it better according to me. Because you won't be getting this sort of a platform in your regular college for the students. You have only your regular faculty. But in this virtual platform, you're getting a wonderful faculty across the country, starting with the Supreme Court, starting with the experienced in the law institute. Sinha is there, Vice-Chancellors are there, the former law secretary is there, and so many, you have a very, very wide range of resources now available to you. So make use of this, and this is a wonderful opportunity for all of you. And Nachiketa, I don't think that this is the right time to think about the future of what a virtual law school is. And I don't think that even abroad also has this sort of, any school has been in vogue for a regular faculty, for a regular academic program. Well, we need to sort out a lot of statutory issues on them, but nothing stops you from freely engaging in disseminating knowledge. Nobody can stop you. No bar council, no court, as in the given situation under the constitutional framework, can stop you from giving knowledge because it is voluntary. Those who want, they can. Those who do not want, they need not also. Right. It's not compulsory. And nobody, as you said, as of now, you are not asking for any fees also. You're doing it pro bono at this junction. Let's see how it goes about. I was just wondering, there's a system called 10 months virtual and 2 months conduct outside for LLM, not for regular LLB. So as some of your friends have asked you, you must also think it as a platform for LLM also, because LLM does not have much of a control under the bar council. Yeah. It has gone out of bar council. So it is not the UGC to regulate now. So I think, and it has been reduced to 1 year also. So a lot of universities abroad are doing it. Probably you can immediately think of an LLM course in those lines. As far as LLB is concerned, you can, according to me, if you can have a tie-up with all the national law universities or esteemed other law institutions, law colleges, you can have a tie-up for a certain amount, certain hours of credit for those students if they attend the virtual class. So they can get a credit of those classes also, and they will not get it elsewhere, the type of faculty you have arranged. So that could be one way of looking at it at this juncture, according to. And after this situation is over, when the whole world is going to address how best to utilize our resources virtually, maybe we can make the best use of our virtues at that stage, not at this stage. With this, I will end up a short note. I congratulate you once again. You have taken a big risk. You have made a big sacrifice, and only you can do it. Only very people can make sacrifices, and
Yes, yes.
I always believe in one thing. What stops me from going forward is not what is in front of me, but what is within me. You have got up out of that what is within you, and just crossed over. All the best to you, Nachiketa. God bless you.
Thank you so
We're
much.
always with you.
Thank you so much, sir. And these are really encouraging words today, because when I thought of it, I was conceiving an entire process and planning it through. In fact, to be very honest to everybody, even in the audience as the students, I had very faint idea that how many students will be supporting me. So, but I could see an overwhelming response in first 2 days with 50 students registered. And then gradually I could see students are registering from Banaras Hindu University, Amity, then Jamia Millia Islamia, even national law universities, Aligarh Muslim University, then a lot of private and central universities, state universities, and even from all corners of the country, from Assam, from Bihar, from Jharkhand, from Dehradun, from Delhi to Gujarat to Haryana, so many of them. In fact, yesterday night I got one special message. I'll preserve the confidentiality from one of the deputy superintendent of police officers. So he messaged me last night that Dr. Mittal, I want to join. I'm a police officer and I want to just brush up my knowledge of Indian Penal Code and criminal procedure and law of evidence. Some of my friends, my batchmates who were with me in LLB, who are now the serving magistrates and the judges in the district courts, so they reached out to me, Nachiketa, kuch fresher training course bhi shuru karoge? I said, thank you, my dear friends. I'll think about that, because that's not my area though. But yes, as a legal academic, as a law teacher, I'm always up to take up that sort of a challenge as well. So on that note, yes, sir, I understand that even LLM is a wonderful suggestion, and that's what a lot of friends have also told me, that LLM mein shayad aapko bar council ki dikkat nahi aayegi, but UGC could still be a challenge. And at the end moment, since we are not giving away any degrees and diplomas, so that way my hands are not tied in that particular sense. So it's free for all, anybody who can come. Initially, sir, the thought was that could I allow everyone to enter the classroom? I thought that may not do justice to the law students, because when the classroom is also filled with a lot of senior people, then the law students, they feel not too comfortable around them and study. So at the moment, I have restricted to only the law students. So my apologies to all my friends who may say that I have stopped them from entering the online class, but very soon I will open it for all of them. So thank you so much, Justice Kurian Joseph, sir. And on that note, as he said that I'm bringing in faculty, let me tell and announce it to everyone in the world today that one of the first persons to donate pro bono law teaching hours is with us right on the screen, Honorable Justice A.K. Sikri. Justice Sikri told me, Nachiketa, law of contracts, arbitration, constitution, you tell me, I will do the inaugural lectures for you. Thank you so much, sir. That you have volunteered to teach. It's a rare occasion for all the students of the country to enter your class. So now I request you, sir, to address our students.
Nachiketa, I have a request, since it is a historic event. And this is the first of its kind in the whole history. Shall we just light a candle as a symbolic.
I could do that, sir, electronically. Yeah, I'll try to do that. I have one.
I can do that. I have one with me.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. So, with the permission of all of you and invoking God's blessings on all of you and all of us, let's have a wonderful beginning for this virtual law school.
Great.
God bless you.
Thank you, my Lord. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, sir. Honorable Justice Sikri.
Yeah, thank you. So it's a great occasion. My esteemed and very, very dear brother, very close to my heart, Justice Joseph, he is there. Mr. Malhotra is there. Shanthakumar is there. Yogendra Prasad Singh is there. And of course, there's Manoj Kumar Sinha and Sidharth Luthra has left. I saw Mr. Rajiv Luthra also joining. I don't know, he would be there somewhere.
I'll just try.
I saw him joining. He was there for a sake of second. I don't know thereafter.
That is joined.
Maybe I don't know if he's there or not. Mr. Amit Yadav is there, and many others are there. So, for organizing such a function,
Mr. Luthra,
this kind of inaugural function of virtual law school, I congratulate you and compliment you for that.
Thank you, sir.
It is said that, and very, I've forgotten the name of the person, a celebrated person has said that it's an idea whose time has come. So I think this virtual law teaching is an idea whose time has come. And it's very interesting that it's not that it could not have happened earlier. It could have been. Such virtual law teaching could have, we could have started it maybe 10 years, 15, 20 years ago. Video conferencing was there, online was there. And, but then, as my brother Justice Joseph said, that many times in adversity, you get opportunities and chances to experiment and find a new methods. And COVID has provided that. COVID-19, which is a pandemic, and everybody is struggling to get over, to win over this disease today. And we can see some silver lining in these forms. It is also said necessity is the mother of invention. I would say necessity has become today the mother of innovation. This innovative idea which you got. So combining the two, it could have happened earlier, didn't happen. COVID-19 provided us the opportunity and the idea which is given, and therefore for that I congratulate to you that you are the first one to pick up this idea. What has happened, if you see, and that is what is happening, because everybody is in isolation, there is social distancing, we are confined to our rooms, but many activities are still going on. As far as business is concerned, apart from those which are to be done in physical form and they are closed, but many have switched over, many persons from their homes, offices, or the workers, they are working, the officers are working from homes. Many now online sales have increased, where the home deliveries, etc. are given. Essential services are there. I mean, in our legal system also, the courts have realized that the delivery of justice is a essential service in a way, if I may say so. It can't be stopped. Courts can't be locked down. So therefore, this is the only way that we have to start the courts. Of course, for time being, it's only the urgent or very, very urgent matters which are being taken up. But then there is a start. The beginning is made, whereby the courts are now functioning with the aid of video conferencing. As far as education is concerned, online education also, as insofar as law schools are concerned, many have started. Even the schools, apart from law schools, I'm talking of now primary and higher secondary schools, etc. They have started online teaching because they know that the students are sitting at home, and therefore some activities should go on. And it is, as Justice Joseph said, Justice Kurian Joseph said, that is more than 1 month that we are confined. So, but in this whole process, picking up this idea that why it should not be institutionalized, why it should be only a sort of stopgap arrangement, that is where I congratulate you, and you have done. And let me frankly confess here, and very inspirational speech which my brother Kurian Joseph has given and told you that it is from your heart you are doing, and it is only you within yourself you can restrain it. Nobody outsider can do it. And that motivation which it has come, and that too staking your present job, putting that on stake, and almost sacrificing that, and coming to this, where today it started with a very, very noble idea, which I must appreciate. The second part, which other persons have been discussing about Bar Council and whether it becomes a recognized course, is a different thing. But the nobility behind this idea was that you wanted to provide, as earlier speakers also said, access to quality education and bridging that gap, which many vice chancellors have also said. So this was in the mind, that why not I bridge that gap, and many who are not able to, even if they are in some law schools, there are very many law schools, as you said, 1,700 to 2,000 law schools, and apart from some very, these national law schools and some very recognized universities like Delhi University or Bombay Law School, etc., or Symbiosis, or in that in Pune, that law schools, etc. There are many other law schools may not be having good faculty also. So in the whole process, thinking of those students, those who have not been able to get education, or those who are even students somewhere but are not able to get that education, thinking of all those students, and with this idea to provide them access to quality education, this is what I really admire in you, and I congratulate you for that. Now, there are two things which arises in the whole process, which is, number one, is it I'm sorry, my phone came in. Is it going to be only a stopgap arrangement during this period COVID-19, or it can go beyond, number one? And number two is whether such virtual law schools can be reality like other law schools with recognition of the Bar Council and they become universities. I think both are possible. As far as your virtual law school, the idea is this, that it is not a stopgap arrangement only during COVID-19. But there's another very, very important aspect of COVID-19. If you see, today we are all in dark. We have not been able to find the cure unless some vaccination is there, and it can be. But another bigger question arises, and I was hearing one doctor on that, whether we will be able to eradicate COVID-19 forever. This virus will be, vanish for, whether it will vanish forever. And he has his reservations on that. He gave the example H1N1, H1N1, which hit this world in 2009. And at that time, it almost became pandemic. Of course, India was not affected much as far as that is concerned, but that has not been eradicated even till date. Of course, we have found the cure, the person who gets affected, but there are persons who are getting affected every year all over. So therefore, it is possible that COVID-19, this virus also remains. which may not be of this magnitude, but as a disease. But then the difference between this virus and H1N1 or any other is that it is very contagious. And today it has changed the entire lifestyle as we are maintaining social distancing and other things. People, we are asked to wash our hands, have the hygiene in its perfect form. We are, advised when we go out, we should have masks. Now, whether these things and this kind of lifestyle is going to remain even if we overcome this deadly disease for time being. And his reason, suppose on 3rd May, or even if it is extended by a few days, say 15th May or 16th May, whenever, is going to change the kind of weddings we have, the kinds of, the way we go to hotels and eat, etc. All this is going to change. So therefore, these kinds of measures, which are preventive measures, would be there in future also. I feel that the virtual teaching has its future because of all these reasons. And therefore, it's not a question of future virtual teaching. That means it has become a necessity. It is going to become a necessity for all times to come. And why not? There are so many advantages of this technology, as many earlier professors and my brother Kurian also has said, and you have also highlighted those, that Nachiketa, you invited me in your law school 3 to 4 times in last 1 year. Every time I had some problem or the other, I couldn't come. But when you asked, you told about this virtual law teaching, I immediately myself voluntarily offered, I am there, because this is the biggest advantage.
Right.
You see, sitting in my room without traveling and without going to another city a few hundred miles away, I can take the class. So this kind of availability of the retired judges, Kurian is a great teacher. He is a very inspiring teacher, let me tell you. And in mediation and other things, you see, I tell you, one quality which he has, which we may not be having, because of his very, very high spiritual capacity, he is able to inspire a lot the people, and inspiring the students at this young age is very, very necessary. So he has the combination of both, his talent also and his other qualities as well. So he can, so therefore you can have like many professors who have volunteered. They may be teaching elsewhere, they will come and take classes. There are many lawyers. Sidharth Luthra has volunteered. You ask Rajiv Luthra, he will also agree. And a person like Rajiv Luthra, who is a combination of talent and capitalism, if I say so, with owning such a big law firm, he will help you in other ways also. If Rajiv is listening to me, I think, and he's very philanthropic in these things. I know him. So therefore, that is one thing. And if this becomes a necessity, Bar Council of India will have to yield. And I give you another example. When we were the students in Delhi University, and it is happening, I think, today also. So I'm talking 40 years ago, more than 40 years ago. There used to be a program, we call it distance learning.
Tutorial.
No, I'll let it's slipping out of my mind. But this is where they are, because students in Delhi University all are not able to get admission in schools, in colleges. So therefore, this program is there where distance learning is there. The classes used to be held only on Sundays, but then they would be given the courses, etc. They'll study at home, or so that continues, and that is once they pass out, they are entitled to degree from Delhi University. So therefore, if such a course can be there, which was there and it is now, and this was because at that time there was no technology like computers or online and this video conferencing. But otherwise, it is virtually the same. Rather, this is a better mode, as you rightly say. So many advantages I need not repeat. So therefore, I feel that yes, Nachiketa, you have really, I mean, this is the idea which came in your mind. It's a brilliant idea. Take it forward. And of course, initially you are doing it for noble cause as a philanthropic move, but it may become a good venture for you in commercial sense as well. So all the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Luthra. Yeah. Yes, sir. Please.
Rajiv Luthra.
Thank
My
you.
camera, my apologies, has probably got COVID. And thank you very much for volunteering my services. They are there.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. I and Mr. Rajiv Luthra have got connected, sir, electronically for long years. And sir is busy naturally, so I've tried to meet, but sir has been very kind all the time to respond to every single email I sent to sir. So thank you, Rajiv, sir, and I look forward to all your support in my initiative. So thank you, everybody. In fact, I can see a lot of my teachers have joined in. Professor Ramakrishna, who holds IPR Chair Professor in Law School, Bangalore, has joined us. So thank you for all my teachers also supporting me, blessing me. And I must apprise all the audience here that last month I went to US to teach in Miami-Dade College, the Access to Justice course. So the professors from there have volunteered their support. And Professor Daniksia, who has been 3 times Fulbright Scholar to India, so she has volunteered her support to teach international law. And then Professor Suzanne, who is a pedagogy expert, is supporting me. These professors have been sitting with me. I've spent entire night with them during their daytime in US in past 2-3 days, and they are helping me to come up with the support system of online platforms and how we can build e-library, e-content, and do everything. So I'm getting support from a lot of those professors in the US as well as my teachers from India and my students who have passed out from the national law schools. They have been sending me their blessings. So thank you all. And as sir has said that it's beyond pro bono season what. So sir, since you all know that I had to sacrifice my current job for this, so this is going to be my bread and butter too. So it's going to be the students of this country who will support me in this initiative. So after that, I have to come up with a structure to make it more sustainable. But that's my promise to everyone. As long as I keep getting support from all the law teachers of this country, I will go ahead in executing this project. And also probably for the first time in this country, we have pro bono law teaching concept which is emerging. So I thank everybody for that. Even Professor Jay Govind, who was former Vice-Chancellor of National Law School, Bangalore, write to me. He was my teacher during the time I was in Law School, Bangalore. He said that, Nachiketa, I may not be able to join because of technical issues, but please convey my regards to all the judges and professor friends and the students, and I'll try to connect for joining with you soon, little later. So thank you everyone, and now I request Honorable Justice Sikri to launch the website as I've sent you the URL, so you can share it on the screen. We have got the website prepared overnight, and some of my friends who are in the technical field could do it for me.
So I've opened what link you had sent. How it is to be done now?
So you need to share your screen from the screen from which you are online on that laptop or system. You need to open. It is virtuallawschool.in for everybody to take note of it. Virtuallawschool.in. So I'll try to share it. Share screen, and here it is.
No, actually, I'm on my iPad.
Okay.
And this I have opened on my.
I'll share, sir. I'll share that in that case. I'll share. Can you all see that?
Yes, we can see.
Yeah.
So I have to pinch out what?
Can you see, sir? Is it for all the students, all the friends? This is the website that got.
No, this is. I can see the pictures of.
This
us who are there at present.
Yeah.
And below that, scroll further.
Right. And now it says pro bono law teachers. When you go to the website, so this is the list of some of the pro bono law teachers who have started to volunteer.
Yes.
So sir, I put the name in the
put up the URL Nobody can see the URL.
Okay, I'll do
Put
that. Sir. I'll do that immediately.
Why don't you spell it out?
Virtuallawschool.in. Virtuallawschool.in. So here it is, if it's visible now. Virtuallawschool.in. Do you have the board of advisors for this? So in order to keep the quality, let me assure everyone, I have also framed the pro bono law teaching hours policy. Because,
one more thing,
yes,
Nachiketa, I
yes,
just read Lordships. I just want to add one more thing.
Yes,
About 10, 14 years ago, we did this pro bono teaching thing in SILF.
Okay.
We got every law firm member
Right.
to a certain number of hours, depending on the size of the firm. And at that time, of course, it was not virtual, but it was teaching in various universities and colleges, etc. So maybe we can talk offline.
Sure.
And add you to that, and then maybe you'll get a better. This is being discussed
in that Delhi University. What I was saying, this is correspondence course. They call it.
Okay.
Through correspondence.
Sir.
That Delhi University, they call it correspondence. If Rajiv, you remember.
I do, sir.
It is called correspondence course, which is through correspondence. That means not virtual, because it was they will just send the material to the students. They will, ultimately appear in the exam, and they are given that degree. So it is a far better system than correspondence. If correspondence law, this course, not law course, graduation, BA, that can be recognized. Why not this in today's technology?
Absolutely, sir. And the difference here, slightly to not to contradict you, sir, is that our idea was so that practitioning lawyers and judges can actually take classes, so that you get cutting edge knowledge rather than, and no slight meant on the professors, but cutting edge real time knowledge of what's happening today. So when the kids come out of school, they are ready to roll. So this is we can work on and try. This is a great idea, and we should do it. The time, like Justice Kurian said, the time has come.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you everyone for joining to attend this ceremony. I hope Justice Sikri is there with us. So
yeah, I'm there.
Yeah. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining in to give you time for the inauguration of this virtual law school. And we are ready to start with the classes from Monday, 27th of April. And students, you all will be getting the schedule of the classes as well as the online links for the classes by tomorrow itself. And then you can enroll yourselves through those links, and welcome on board to this, what I say is a new age law school. So this is something which is imminent, and we cannot escape this sort of a reality. And as I anticipate, the universities and colleges may not open for good time till August probably. If that happens, I have plans in hand that I would want to help every law school of this country, that even when they admit their students for the next semester, they can study with us at virtual law school. And then once the law schools open, they can go back, for a simple reason. If the law schools open little late in August or September, they will anyhow have to complete their syllabus by December. So there will be very short time left to complete the syllabus, let the students take the exams, and go for internships at the same time. So that's the idea, to bridge the gap. Rajiv sir was saying something. Rajiv sir, were you saying something?
No. I was just finished.
Okay. So that's also one of the ideas that is on my mind, and I'll roll it out in a very structured, informal way in the next week. So thank you everyone for all your support, blessings, and I look forward to service.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
All the best, Nachiket.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
God bless.
Thank you, my lord. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We could see you.
Thank you. I can close the session.
Manoj sir, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you,
Mute hai,
Yogesh,
sir.
sir.
Nachi, all the best, bhai.
Yeah,
It's good beginning.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir.
And
Thank you.
what class will start?
So Monday.
27th.
Monday.
No.
27th.
What answer is coming? What time?
So time is going to be slightly flexible because looking at the the teachers who are there, so I have to just find the right time. I'll talk to Justice Sikri because he's going to deliver the inaugural classes. Professor Yogesh has to tell me his time, so I'll just figure out everything today and then launch and send the formal invitations to everyone for the classes.
All the best. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Bye, sir. Take care, sir. Bye.
Ah.